Good afternoon. My name is Carla, and together with Nicole, we are going to present this case study about Mexico City. Mexico City is the fifth biggest city in the world. Its population is around 20 million people with an annual growth of 8.5. It has 5.4 million cars.
Air pollution can be defined as a wicked problem because it's difficult to formulate. The so-called solutions to air pollution are not true or false, neither good or bad. Also, the attempts to address the wicked problem may generate unexpected consequences over time, making it difficult to measure their effectiveness. Another characteristic of air pollution as a wicked problem is that in every action we deploy, it is possible that irreversible consequences will happen. It's important to mention that air pollution is an entanglement of other problems and doesn't have one root cause. Also, talking about the actors, it involves many stakeholders that will follow their own interests and they are driven by certain values. The air pollution is mainly described as the high concentration of greenhouse gases exposed in the air. It has a direct impact on the image of the city. Its landscape looks deteriorated and smoky. The air pollution also leads to the health risk of the population and their life expectancy gets vulnerable. The wicked problem is heavily entangled with overpopulation. Overpopulation means higher demand on services and car dependency, which cause traffic congestions. Also, air pollution has a strong effect on the natural environment, endangering multiple species.
In this infographic, you can see the variety of causes, sources, and effects of air pollution. There is well-known sources on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, you can see urban growth that contributes to air pollution through urban sprawl and high density of central areas. Also, a lack of good governance has a direct effect in air pollution, where there is no planning or policies that can avoid the air pollution. Health is directly affected by the air pollution, and that leads to a lack of well-being in the society and respiratory diseases. And the weather that is constantly changing, it affects the air pollution, and it could lead to soil pollution and other types of pollution. When you compare air pollution rates among cities, you can see that Mexico City has a really high rate of air pollution. In comparison to smaller cities like Rotterdam and Groningen, it can be like 18 times more polluted than the other cities. It's interesting to note that the poorest cities has low carbon emissions.
The first time that air quality was taken into consideration was in the year of 1990. Since that time, we can realize that the air pollution has evolved in a way that the quality of air has been improving. But it's important to specify once again that the population has been increasing at the same time. In the graphic, we can evaluate that the highest year within more days of higher concentration was on 1991, and has been decreasing respectively, being in 2012 the year with less days with high concentration of gas emissions that cause air pollution. The air pollution persists over time because the urban density is increasing every year. The overpopulation leads to more consumption of resources, where it increases the services, housing, fabrics, etc. The dense population in Mexico City causes severe car congestions and usage, evolving in a way that greenhouse gases emissions also increases. We can also add in the numbers of causes that the public transportation is non-effective and is in bad condition. This, plus the lack of sidewalks for pedestrians and bicycles, leads to even more car dependency. Also, the lack of green areas worsens the problem, since the trees are the important natural elements that absorb the greenhouse gases.
Air pollution is a wicked problem because it's a non-linear problem. It has a lot of causes and effects. It has no one solution or clear solution. And if you attempt to solve, it can lead to unforeseen consequences. The points that should be taken into account in order to achieve a more resilient city regarding air pollution could be the effective planning regarding air quality, industrial policies to target less gas emissions, the tax incentives for green business, the cultural behavior change towards consumption, the planification for health, walkable neighborhoods, innovations regarding green solutions, investments for energy infrastructure and public transportation. Also, it is important to plan resilient projects assessments to discuss on what can be changed in policy framework.
The points that should be taken into account in order to achieve a more sustainable city regarding air pollution are the quality of life, health safety, well-being, energy efficiency, walkable neighborhoods, and accessibility to different types of transportation that decrease car dependency. The actions from the government regarding air pollution are the shared bike system, the electric car taxes, the regulation and sanctions on cars based on carbon monoxide emissions, the rapid bus system, urban acupuncture, the promotion of green areas, and the carpooling. The carpooling, we define it as like the no drive day. Hoy no circula, meaning the contingencies taken by the government